All right, so you want to like really step up your swim coaching game,
Yeah.
and you've brought us Swimming 101 from Swimming Canada.
This is a great resource
It is.
for coaches of all levels.
Yeah, we're going to unlock the secrets to like creating a really thriving team
Yeah.
environment and helping your swimmers be the best that they can be.
Absolutely.
This workbook is packed with so much good stuff.
It really is.
So let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Swimming 101, it starts with this really interesting point about like the expected behaviors of a coach.
Uh-huh.
And I think sometimes we forget that being a great coach, it's not just about like the technical skill,
Right.
it's about the whole package.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It emphasizes things like, being on time, being prepared for your sessions, treating everyone with respect, communicating positively.
Dressing professionally.
Yeah, like all these small things really add up.
They do. They set the stage for success.
Eggs.
Right? You're modeling the behavior that you want to see in your swimmers.
That's the key.
And speaking of success, this workbook really digs into athlete development, which is so crucial.
It is.
Right.
And I think what's really interesting is it introduces these two frameworks
Okay.
for athlete development. The long-term development in sport and physical activity model,
Okay.
and Swimming Canada's athlete development matrix.
Wow. Those sound complex. Break it down for me.
They do sound a little bit intimidating, but they're really not.
Okay.
Essentially, what these frameworks do is help you understand that swimmers develop at different rates and they have different needs
Yeah.
depending on their age and stage of development.
Got it.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all approach.
So how do these frameworks, like how do they actually translate into coaching decisions that you're making?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So, for example, with younger swimmers, it's less about drilling perfect technique, right?
Yeah.
And more about developing like fundamental movement skills. So agility, balance, coordination. And Swimming 101 even has this chart that breaks down all these crucial athletic abilities and gives you examples
Awesome.
for both swimming and dryland training,
I love that.
which I think is really helpful.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect a young swimmer to master butterfly before they even learn to coordinate their arms and legs properly on land.
Exactly. And that's actually a key point that Swimming 101 stresses, which is
Yeah.
avoiding early specialization.
Okay.
So it's actually more beneficial for young athletes to participate in a variety of sports and develop a wide range of skills.
That makes sense.
Think of it like building a strong foundation before you construct the house.
I like that metaphor.
Right.
So it's really about nurturing well-rounded athletes.
Yeah.
Not just focusing on like winning races at a young age.
It's a long game, right?
Right. But of course, we can't forget about safety.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's paramount in any coaching environment.
It really is. And Swimming 101 does not shy away from that. It provides like a comprehensive safety checklist, which is amazing.
It's really valuable.
It covers everything from creating a safe training environment to having like an emergency action plan in place.
Having that plan is so crucial
So important.
in case anything happens.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that as a coach, you are responsible for the well-being of your swimmers both in and out of the pool.
You are.
Right.
Yeah.
And that includes being able to recognize like the signs of a swimmer in distress.
Yes, that's something that the workbook stresses,
Yeah.
Knowing how to identify those signs
Yeah.
and how to react to potential emergencies.
Right. And equally important is communication.
Yes.
So talking to your swimmers and their parents about like proper nutrition,
Absolutely.
hydration, the importance of sleep.
Yes, all of that.
All those conversations can go such a long way.
They can.
Right.
To promoting good health and well-being.
For sure. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit and dive into like the teaching and learning process, which is what it's all about.
It is.
Right, helping your swimmers develop their skills and reach their full potential.
Yeah.
And Swimming 101 really seems to emphasize self-assessment as a key part of coaching. Why that's so important?
Well, it's all about, as a coach, taking a step back
Yeah.
and reflecting on your own practices.
Yeah.
And identifying, what are you doing? Well, what are some areas you can improve on?
Totally.
And Swimming 101 even includes the self-assessment tool
Okay.
that focuses on 3 main areas: the environment,
Okay.
the learner, and the teacher.
I love that idea.
Right.
Because it's so easy to get caught up
Yes.
in like the day-to-day of coaching and forget to step back and actually evaluate how you're doing.
Absolutely.
This tool gives you like a framework for that.
Yes, it does.
I like that now one of the coolest teaching techniques highlighted in Swimming 101 is the use of what they call picture words.
Yes, this is a great technique.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So instead of just shouting, technical instructions at your swimmers, picture words paint like a vivid image in their minds.
Okay.
So it makes the instructions more engaging and understandable.
Okay, so instead of just saying, like, kick your legs, you might say, move your legs like a dolphin.
Exactly.
You got it.
I like that.
It helps the swimmers visualize the movement
Yeah.
and connect with it on a different level.
Totally. Especially younger swimmers, I think.
Especially younger
That's
swimmers.
such a creative and effective way to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how using picture words could really enhance the learning experience.
I think so, too.
So we can't talk about teaching without talking about feedback.
Of course not.
Right, which is so crucial for improvement.
Absolutely.
And Swimming 101 has this great tip for providing effective feedback. It's called the 2 stars and a wish method.
I love this method.
Have you ever used this technique?
I have, and it's great.
Okay, good.
It's just a really nice way to frame feedback in a positive light. So you start by acknowledging 2 things that the swimmer did well.
They're 2 stars,
Right.
which boosts their confidence right away.
Yeah.
And then you offer 1 suggestion for improvement, their wish.
I see how that could be like a much more encouraging approach.
Right.
Than just like pointing out mistakes.
Absolutely.
Like you did this wrong, but you did these 2 things well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It keeps it positive.
I like that. And then in a loud pool environment, don't forget about nonverbal communication.
Oh, that's so important.
Right. Sometimes your facial expressions
Yes.
and your body language speak volumes.
They do.
Especially when you're trying to get a point across and there's all that splashing going on.
Especially in that setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered a lot of ground here, from setting the stage for a positive team environment to planning practices and preparing for competition.
Yes.
This workbook is like a treasure chest
It's packed with information.
of coaching knowledge.
It is. And what I think is really impressive is how it connects all of these elements back to that bigger picture of athlete development.
Yeah.
It's not just about winning races.
Right.
It's about fostering a love of swimming and helping those swimmers reach their full potential
Yeah.
as athletes and as individuals.
And that's what makes a great coach, isn't it?
I think so.
Someone who goes beyond just the technique and really understands each swimmer.
It's that holistic approach.
Yes, it is. And I think Swimming 101 gives you the tools and the confidence to become that kind of coach.
It does.
So now that we've got like a solid foundation,
Yeah.
let's get into the nitty-gritty of swimming technique.
All right.
And Swimming 101 seemed to have like this really systematic approach
It does.
to breaking down each stroke, which I find super helpful.
Yeah, it really dives deep into technique and
Yeah.
gives you a lot of guidance on how to address like those common challenges that swimmers face.
Okay, so remember that acronym SHLAR that we talked about earlier?
Yes.
It plays a big role here. So SHLR, streamline head, body position, legs, arms, and rhythm.
Right.
It's a brilliant way to like dissect each stroke
It is.
into manageable chunks.
Absolutely.
So let's say you're working with a swimmer on their freestyle.
Okay.
You would first, using SHLAR, you would look at their streamline.
Yeah.
How effectively are they minimizing drag by maintaining that like long stretched out body position?
Exactly.
Then you move on to head and body position.
Right.
Are they staying horizontal and close to the surface of the water to reduce resistance?
Yep.
And then you analyze their legs.
Yeah.
Are they kicking from the hips
Yeah.
with a fast, tight kick that provides both propulsion and lift, and it's onto the arms?
Yes. Yeah.
Are they using a high elbow catch
Uh-huh.
to maximize power and pull through the water effectively?
Yep. And then finally you assess the rhythm of the stroke.
Rhythm, okay.
Are they breathing smoothly,
Okay.
maintaining that consistent tempo, and coordinating their arm strokes with their leg kicks?
It's like having this mental checklist
Right.
to make sure that you're covering all the key elements of the stroke.
Yeah, it's a great way to stay organized.
What I really appreciate is that Swimming 101 doesn't just tell you what to look for,
No.
but it gives you suggestions on how to address common technique issues.
Yes, it does.
So if you notice, for example, a swimmer's hips are dropping during freestyle, it could mean that they need to engage their core more
Right.
or work on developing a stronger kick for better body position.
Exactly.
And the workbook provides drills and exercises
Yeah.
that target those specific areas.
Which is super helpful.
It's all about connecting the dots,
It is.
understanding the underlying cause of like the technical flaws, and then providing targeted solutions.
Absolutely.
Swimming 101 is big on acronyms.
It is.
It also introduces PRAFE and ATPGT
Yes.
for starts and turns.
Those are great tools, too.
Okay, so PRAFE, preparation, reaction, acceleration, flight, and entry, breaks down like the key phases of a competitive start.
Exactly.
So you'd be looking at things like how the swimmer positions themselves on the blocks, how quickly they react to that starting signal,
Right.
how effectively they generate power off the blocks.
Absolutely.
And then ATPGT approach turn, push off glide, and transition helps you analyze like the components of a turn.
It does.
So you're observing how the swimmer approaches the wall, how efficiently they execute the turn, and how powerfully they push off.
Right. And all those little details really matter.
So these acronyms provide this framework for analyzing and improving technique. But what really elevates Swimming 101, in my opinion, is its emphasis on coaching beyond the physical aspects of the sport.
You're right. It dives into that mental and emotional side of swimming, especially when it comes to competition.
Right, because competition can be so nerve-wracking.
It can be.
Even for experienced swimmers.
Yes, especially for younger swimmers.
So how does Swimming 101 suggest we handle that aspect of coaching?
So it offers several different strategies, like helping swimmers manage pre-race anxiety, develop focus routines, learn techniques for staying calm under pressure.
That's so important.
It is, and it also talks about helping them bounce back from setbacks.
So reframing those failures as learning opportunities.
Exactly.
And helping them develop resilience.
That's a key part of it.
Which is so important in life in general.
Yeah, it is.
But it goes beyond just the swimmers themselves.
Yeah.
Swimming 101 encourages coaches to have open communication with parents.
Yes, that's so important to keep those lines of communication open.
So addressing their concerns and setting realistic expectations.
Exactly.
It's all about creating a supportive and positive environment.
It is.
Where swimmers can thrive.
Absolutely.
Speaking of environment, let's talk about creating a safe and inclusive space. For all swimmers.
This is so important.
This feels especially relevant in today's world.
It really does.
So Swimming 101 dedicates a whole section to this, emphasizing the importance of fostering a culture of respect. Equity and inclusivity.
Right. And it encourages coaches to be mindful of language and behaviors that might exclude or marginalize certain swimmers.
It's about creating a team where everyone feels valued and respected, regardless of their background, their ability, or their identity.
That's a really powerful message.
It is, and it reminds us that our role as coaches extends far beyond just teaching strokes.
It does.
We have this responsibility to shape not just athletes, but good human beings.
I agree. That's a great point.
That's a great segue into the topic of coaching ethics. Which Swimming 101 also touches on.
Yes.
It provides guidelines for making ethical decisions. Emphasizing fairness, transparency, and always acting in the best interests of the swimmers.
Absolutely.
So it encourages coaches to hold themselves to the highest standards of conduct, both in and out of the pool.
Yeah, it's about being a role model, both in and out of the pool.
That's incredibly important.
It is.
Coaches have a position of power.
They do.
And influence. And it's crucial that they use that influence responsibly.
Absolutely.
It's about being a role model and a mentor.
It is.
And Swimming 101 encourages coaches to reflect on their own values and how they align with their coaching philosophy. That's a powerful reminder that our actions and decisions really shape the culture.
They do.
Of our teams.
Absolutely.
So this workbook covers this remarkable range of topics.
It really does.
From the very technical aspects of swimming to the ethical and psychological dimensions of coaching.
Yes.
It's a comprehensive guide for navigating the complexities of coaching.
It is.
And fostering the development of well-rounded swimmers.
And that's the goal, right?
It's amazing how much they pack into this single workbook, Swimming 101.
I know, it's really impressive.
It's like they anticipated every single question a new coach might have. And gave them guidance on everything.
Pretty much.
From stroke technique to building that positive team culture.
And what really impresses me is how it emphasizes that coaching is like a journey of continuous learning and growth. It doesn't just give you all the answers. It encourages you to keep asking questions, seek out new knowledge and constantly refine your approach.
And I noticed that too. It even provides resources. For continuing education and professional development.
It does.
Which is amazing. It's setting you up for long-term success in your coaching career.
It is, and I think that's a really great point that you bring up because it recognizes that the world of swimming is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And the best coaches are the ones who are embracing that evolution
Right.
and remaining lifelong learners.
Totally. But beyond the technical stuff,
Yeah.
Swimming 101 reminds us that coaching is really about connecting with your swimmers
Absolutely.
on a human level.
It is.
And that's so crucial. It's about understanding their needs, their aspirations, their challenges.
And building those relationships.
Right.
Built on trust and mutual respect.
And that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
When you can combine all that technical expertise with that passion for helping your swimmers grow.
Yes, as athletes and as individuals.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Swimming 101, what are some key takeaways that you hope our listeners will walk away with?
So first and foremost, I hope they understand that great coaching is like multifaceted.
Right.
It requires, a blend of technical knowledge, communication skills, and a deep understanding of athlete development.
It's about creating an environment where swimmers feel safe, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential.
You got it.
It's about fostering that love of swimming, a sense of teamwork, and a commitment to ethical conduct.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And Swimming 101 provides a really solid foundation for all of that.
It does.
But it's up to each individual coach to build upon that foundation and develop their own unique coaching style.
Right, one that reflects their values and their passion for the sport.
Exactly. And to always remember that every swimmer is an individual.
Yes, they are.
With their own unique set of strengths, challenges, and goals.
Right.
And taking the time to really get to know your swimmers as individuals is key to unlocking their potential.
I agree.
So whether they're aiming for the Olympics or simply striving to improve their personal best,
it's all about that individual journey.
Yes, and as you embark on your coaching journey, remember that Swimming 101 is always there for you.
It is.
As a resource, a guide, a source of inspiration.
A great reminder that the best coaches are the ones who never stop learning, growing, and evolving alongside their swimmers.
So dive in, embrace the challenges, and remember to have fun along the way.
Yes, enjoy the journey.
Because coaching is an incredibly rewarding journey.
It is.
And who knows, you might just inspire the next generation of swimming champions.
That's the dream.